is immigration reform, and I know, Representative Berman, you've introduced several bills in that regard.
I think the governor's only priority really is prohibiting sanctuary cities. I don't think he'd sign a bill, for example, like the Arizona bill that we know so much about, although I did file an Arizona-type bill in this legislative session, changing the first part, which was found to be unconstitutional, because it gave local police discretion to ask questions about immigration at their choice. And that could lead to things that are not constitutional. In my bill, I just said that if you stop somebody for a traffic violation, you ask everybody the same question.
Representative Anchia, what are your thoughts on sanctuary cities and his proposal?
Well, I'm not sure what the governor thinks. I mean, the governor led with the sanctuary cities bill. He was asked to define it at the press conference, and he couldn't. He was asked to give one example of a sanctuary city in Texas, and he couldn't do that either. I think it's a continuation of his re-election campaign, and frankly, a way to distract from the true emergencies of the legislature that are the $27 billion deficit, cuts in health care, and cuts in public education. There are about 100 anti-immigrant bills filed this session, and sanctuary cities is one of them. While the governor has said that he doesn't want Arizona-style legislation in Texas, virtually all the sanctuary cities bills that have been filed have Arizona-style language in them.
How do you respond to that?
Well, we're a nation of laws, and on the very first day of the session, we take an oath of office, and we say we're going to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and the state of Texas. The states around us, states like Oklahoma, Arizona, Utah, Missouri, Tennessee, Georgia, North and South Carolina, have all passed significant legislation dealing with illegal aliens because they're in session all the time. We meet every other year for 140 days. That's not even a half a year. They've passed legislation significant enough to require their illegal aliens to self-deport. The problem is they're self-deporting to Texas. They're all coming to Texas from these states. And we've done absolutely nothing. The federal government is supposed to be doing this. They haven't done anything for 10 years, and now we have over 2 million illegal aliens in Texas at a cost of $6 billion a year, not only providing them free health care and free education K through 12, but they're also using falsified documents to get on state benefits, benefits like food stamps, 8 dependent children, Medicaid. So, you know, it's time to do something about it. We just can't let 2 million people run around illegally in the state of Texas.
What about that point? They are a strain on our budget.
Well, the comptroller in 2006 did a study on the contributions of immigrants to the state of Texas, and she determined that at the state level, there's roughly about $450 million worth of economic benefit to the state. At the local level, I think Representative Berman is right that there is a cost to the state, roughly about $950 million. So the delta between the 450 at the state level and the 950 at the local level, $500 million, right? So if you consider that what it cost the state, the comptroller went on to do an econometric model and say, what is the total economic benefit? And she concluded it was $17.7 billion. Now, I represent some pretty sophisticated investors in the state of Texas as a corporate finance lawyer. And if you say, listen, for $500 million, we can get a $17.7 billion benefit, I think they take that deal every time. And I will say, we have not seen a massive influx of immigrants from other states. Texas actually, vis-a-vis our neighboring states, has done quite well economically. If you put us on and compare us to our neighboring peer states, we're doing very, very well economically. The benefit to Texas of the people who work in the hospitality industry or agriculture or construction or food service is enormous. And I do agree with Representative Berman that our federal laws are broken, but adding to an already broken federal system an underfunded state system, I think, would be a disaster and a recipe for disaster for the Texas economy.
Well, I want to talk about the Strayhorn, the former comptroller study that Raphael is talking about, and we are good friends.
Sure.
Strayhorn concluded that illegal aliens contribute $17 billion to the Texas economy, and that is true, they do. But what is the Texas economy? The Texas economy is a $1 trillion economy. Illegal aliens make up almost 8% of our population right now. So 8% of our population is contributing 2% to our economy. That's a minuscule amount. We're housing 25,000 in our jails. Many of our hospitals are treating people for multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, polio, the plague. They're in these hospitals for 2 or more years. Right in Mr. Anchia's home county of Dallas, at Parkland Hospital, 70% of the new births are of illegal aliens. In Fort Worth and Tarrant County, 75% of the new births are of illegal aliens. When is it going to stop? When are we going to start realizing that we are a nation of laws? We don't come from countries south of the border where the law is non-existent right now. You have drug cartels using gangs of illegal aliens in Texas. And we have a lot of gangs in Texas. And half of them are made up of illegal aliens. They're dealing drugs, they're killing. And we've got to act now. And this is the session where we can. And to make it quite clear, the people of Texas want it done, and you can see by the numbers in the House and the Senate and the 29 statewide elected positions. They're all controlled by Republicans, and most of them are conservative.